things off, there's been a very exciting announcement that there's a live-action Naruto movie being done by Destin Daniel Crettons, the director of Shang-Chi and the Ten Rings. Live-action anime has been a very mixed bag. Some people wrote this off right from the start, but there's been a really exciting revolution on that front. The One Piece anime has really kind of helped change that narrative. And of course, you still do have things like Ghost in the Shell or Dragon Ball Evolution and Cowboy Bebop that don't exactly work, but it's exciting to see more successful series happening. I mean, Netflix, in addition to One Piece, they have a live-action Yu Yu Hakusho out. There's been the live-action Avatar, which isn't exactly anime, but is like in the same house. And I think what people are seeing kind of makes the difference here is when people aren't just taking this brand and doing a live action version of it, but actually having a dialogue with the creator, talking with them, and trying to honor their vision, honor their themes, and reflecting why they wanted to make this series in the first place. And that's what's going on with Naruto. It seems like the creator of Naruto, Masashi Kishimoto, a lot of people have kind of tried to woo him in terms of making a live-action Naruto, but Destin Daniel Crettons is the first person who's kind of actually broken through and gotten his attention, and Kishimoto has actually endorsed him and said that Crettons has a really exciting vision for this property, that he's open to collaborating with him, and that they're working together on doing a live-action film that's going to do the source material justice. And once again, I think that's kind of the deciding factor in what makes a good live-action anime movie or not. And Naruto is such a big franchise that if this is a success, I think it's really going to tip the idea over into the next generation here. Like, we're going to see a lot more live action anime movies that are tackling these big budget, A-profile productions. I mean, Dragon Ball Evolution really kind of failed, but if there's a good live action Naruto out, I think we could see someone trying that again. You can see more of the biggest anime like Bleach and even My Hero Academia getting these live-action productions. And kind of off of what Naruto is doing, there's also been a recent announcement. There's been a One Punch Man live-action film that's been in development that's kind of been stalling for a bit, and One Punch Man kind of takes the shonen superhero genre and really kind of satirizes it and deconstructs it in an exciting way. There's been news that Justin Lin is directing a One Punch Man film, but what's changed in this development is that it's been announced that Heather Ann Campbell and Dan Harmon are rewriting the script, and that's what has me excited. Dan Harmon is perhaps best known for Community, the Sarah Silverman program, Rick and Morty, Crapopolis, which is a better show than you would think. Check out Crapopolis. There's some fun stuff going on there. But Heather Ann Campbell, she's a huge anime fan. She lives and breathes anime. She writes on Rick and Morty and Crapopolis too. Even though they might not necessarily be working with One Punch Man's creator, these are true fans. And something like One Punch Man can really fail if it doesn't understand the shoebox that it's operating in. These are great genre deconstructionists. Dan Harmon has done this repeatedly in his productions, and Heather Ann Campbell really understands and appreciates anime. She's already a big One Punch Man fan, and I think they'll really bring something special to this production. I mean, Justin Lin and Dan Harmon, they were the team that did Community's first Modern Warfare paintball episode. So if we kind of get like the Modern Warfare of anime in this One Punch Man movie, that's incredible. That's like the best thing imaginable. So a live action One Punch Man movie was something that people were a little hesitant about, but I'm excited for it now. It seems like this and Naruto, between the two of them, we could really have this exciting resurgence of live action anime movies, and that could usher in some really exciting things. To build off of that, My Hero Academia is one of the biggest anime going on right now, and in addition to the anime and manga, they've been putting out feature films. The series' fourth movie is coming out this August. It's called You're Next. Not the horror film You're Next, but there's actually some dark things going on here, and My Hero Academia has done a really good job of delivering movies that work in a standalone context, but also kind of complement the larger narrative of the anime series. And what's going on in their new movie is a All Might doppelganger kind of arises, named Dark Might, and this Dark Might takes All Might's kind of creed of heroism and subverts it into his own kind of nefarious purposes. The show has kind of explored this theme before with someone like Stain, but Dark Might seems to be like this new malevolent force who looks like All Might. He might have All Might's powers, but is kind of warping that philosophy in a really dark way. And what's cool about this, I think, is the whole dark double, like evil twin idea has been really popular in anime, and it really gets into the idea of heroism, responsibility, and how that's not enough. Like, power alone isn't what's important. It's really the intention and ideology behind these characters that makes the difference. That this whole like nature versus nurture thing, that two characters can look the same, they can have the same power, but it's really what they bring to the table in their philosophy that makes the difference here. And you've seen the same kind of thing going on in like American comics with someone like Bizarro Superman or even Venom, that they like have a comparable skill set to their original character, but they're very different just based on what motivates them to be a fighter. And it's been really curious to see this kind of theme in trope carry through anime. I mean, like Dragon Ball has done this whole dark double thing a lot. Dr. Slump 2, Doraemon has done it a bunch in its movies. Everything from like Saint Seiya to Magic Knight Rayearth to Bleach to City Hunter. This is really popular. Like, there are even anime that do it in like a one-off context. Like Sailor Moon has a great like one-off episode that does this. Ranma 1/2, Sailor Moon 2. Even video games, you see things like Shadow the Hedgehog, Dark Link, Dark Samus from Metroid, and it's just such a cool idea, I think, and it's interesting that this is something that audiences aren't burnt out on, that it's still an idea we can continually return to, and My Hero Academia is really the perfect series to bring something else to that equation. It's a series that's so interested in the concept of heroes, whether heroes are inherently good or if there is a dark side to them, and just what it really means to be a hero. And so My Hero Academia, Your Next, should explore this in some really exciting ways, and it'll be interesting to see what this movie brings to the equation. And in addition to a new My Hero Academia movie, the 7th season of the anime is also airing right now. This show, I think, in my opinion, it gets better each year. Like, it started off as kind of a very kid-friendly show, but each season has grown progressively more mature. The 7th season is kind of approaching the end game. It's getting right to the final war between like Shigaraki and All for One versus Midoriya and One for All, and it's really just getting into this extended brawl. And what's really interesting in what the 7th season has done so far is so much of the show is situated on Japan's pro heroes. And these new episodes have kind of expanded that border and shined a light on America's pro heroes. And there's a character named Star and Stripe who's kind of, once again, an All Might doppelganger, but like an American interpretation of what a superhero is, what it means to have this superpower. And it's really kind of cool to see My Hero Academia take an American superhero and show it as someone that Japan needs to win this war, that it's a superpower that they're depending on, rather than something like it riffs on some themes of like World War II ideology of how America was this destructive force of nature against Japan, that it's taking that idea and kind of doing the reverse here, that it's not something that Japan is afraid of, but actually something that Japan depends on, that they need their help to win this war. So My Hero Academia 7th season is currently airing, but that and the movie have just made the show more exciting than ever, and it's kind of cool to see what it's ushering in for the future of its series and what's just coming ahead for the shonen genre in general.